Now then, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something just a little bit different.
Using a proper camera for once.
We're doing some birding with this beast. This is the Canon 1D Mark III from about 2007. And yeah, it's a proper camera. Alright, so why are we using a Canon 1D Mark III in 2022? I mean, why wouldn't you? It is a beast of a camera. Back when this came out, this sat nicely between the original Canon 5D and the flagship 1DS Mark III. Now this has a 1.3 crop sensor, APS-H sensor, so it kind of gives you that very unique look. It's not quite crop, it's not quite full frame, but it's very, very capable. Now yes, I'll admit this is a brick of a camera. I used this a couple of days ago to do a street shoot, and I am fairly confident that people across the street could hear me firing this thing off because it really does have quite a cracking sound. So yeah, not the most discreet camera in the world. But for stuff like this, for wildlife shooting, this thing is an absolute beast. You've got 10 frames a second, it's a 10 megapixel sensor. As I showed in my Canon 400D video, it's more than enough for anybody, especially now we have things like super resolution and the fact that many people are only posting on the internet, on social media. So yeah, 10 megapixels, it's more than you're gonna need. But yeah, this thing is an absolute unit, so we're gonna go and hopefully get some pictures of these birds. Alright, so I've just come down to another feeding area for these smaller songbirds like your robins and your blue tits and all that kind of stuff. I just want to talk a little bit about settings for this. So I'm using about a 2,000th of a second because these small birds, they dart in and out really, really quickly. This camera has a ISO limit of 3200. It is extendable beyond that, but it caps out at 3200 with its native ISO. But I'm set at about 800, and I've used this higher than that, and the image is very clean, so don't be worried about using higher ISOs on a camera like this. As for aperture, I'm using an awful Sigma cheapest chips 70 to 300, so it's just as wide as it can be all of the time. In this case, at 300, it's f5.6. So yeah, that's just the basic settings. So now it's just a case of waiting for the birds to come back and getting those shots. Alright, I hope you're enjoying the images so far. I still don't know whether any of them have actually worked or not. We've just come round further to the far corner of this pond, as our last spot. And there are a lot more of the water birds here, you know, the mallards and such as that. But I wanted to talk real quick before I end this video about some of the obvious negatives of a camera like this. First of all, look at the bloody size of the thing. It is massive and it weighs a whopping 1.2 kilos body only. I mean, what the hell is that? Now, of course, other downsides. While this does technically have live view, it only has manual focus in live view. So while it's useful for things like macro and astrophotography and stuff like that, compared to today's live view, it's kind of very rudimentary. And while we're on the subject of the screen, the resolution is just not there, so it's really difficult, especially in light like this, to know whether your shot is actually in focus or not. Even zooming in, it doesn't really give you an accurate representation. When I was out doing street stuff a couple of days ago, there were shots that I thought I'd missed until I saw them in the computer, and they were absolutely pin sharp. So yeah, not to be relied on. So anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, do hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I'm doing 2 videos every single week. If you want the free presets, the link is down below, as are the socials, so hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, and I will see you in the next one.